Hey guys, welcome to the video. It's Chris. I'm going to be rating Oracle decks which I believe are 100% good for beginners and tarots that I believe is good for beginners. So my first Oracle deck that I have is my beautiful Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. I don't believe they sell this anymore, but I got this at my local Barnes& and Nobles. The woman that created this deck unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, maybe more. And I don't think they sell her deck anymore. So you probably will be able to find this online, but you probably won't see an actual physical copy in like a bookstore or anything. Just a disclaimer. I'm not trying to tell anyone which decks are better. I'm just giving my rating on each one, which I feel are good for beginners. So when I first started beginning Oracle, this was one of my first decks that I purchased. Okay. Sorry, I had to adjust myself in my chair. I didn't want to slouch. This was one of my first Oracle decks that I ever purchased at my local Barnes & Nobles. And this deck, I hold this deck close to my heart because this deck was the deck that actually got me into doing Oracle. I just wanted to show my cat. Back to the video. So, my Queen of the Moon Oracle deck that I just showed you, I hold this close to my heart. This was my first Oracle deck that I ever purchased. And this deck, the reason why I hold it so close is because this deck was the deck that actually got me more into doing Oracle cards. So we're going to just go through. So we have Moonology. This, I cannot say I could say good things about this all day. This is another good deck that I believe if you want to get into astrology or use the zodiac signs in your practice, this is the deck for you. This has every single zodiac sign, every single moon phase that is connected to each of the zodiacs and all that. This is another really good deck that I would highly recommend anyone purchasing that wants to get into astrology and use astrology in card readings. This is another Oracle deck. This is my spellcasting Oracle deck. The art on this is gorgeous. This is an excellent deck, again, for beginners. I cannot recommend something that so highly to anyone that wants to start Oracle aside these three Oracle decks that I just showed you. These were the three that I showed you were my first three Oracle decks that I ever bought. Once I got used to the Moon Oracle, I went to Moonology and then I got my spellcasting one. So these I love these decks. These decks, artwork gorgeous. I highly recommend getting one of these if you want to use an Oracle deck around a Sabbath. This is the first copy of the Season of the Witch Oracle deck that I ever bought. I bought this around the time, this was in Barnes & Nobles in October, around October. And I saw this and I was like, oh, I think I want that deck. Like, these cards are gorgeous. Each one has its own unique back. This has arms and then the moon. And then the siding of these are red. These women that make these cards know exactly how to appeal to someone's eyes artwork-wise. The artwork on all three of these are gorgeous. This is another one that I bought. This is my Yule edition of Season of the Witch. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm gonna say gorgeous a lot in this video with these three. That is what the back of the cards look like. It is hands with red bows on the side with the moon in the center. And then on the side of the cards, it's green. I like look at the artwork. That gorgeous. I do photography for I do photography, so I'm very attracted to art appealing things. Now, this was one of their recent ones that they released either in 2020 or 21 or 22. This deck, again, gorgeous artwork. I cannot tell you how gorgeous each of these decks with this artwork is. You would have to see it for yourself in person. This is their Beltane edition of their Oracle decks. This is based off of, I believe, it is. It's based off of the summer solstice, where the spring solstice and the summer, where spring is slowly turning into summer. The artwork on this, gorgeous. That's what the back, and instead of the hands, they went for bees around the moon. And then they made gold trimming on the side of these. Like, the artwork in these, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm really hoping that these ladies that make these decks are going to do another new holiday deck very soon. I'm really hoping, because I will purchase every single one of these decks if I can, because I just love the artwork that is connected to this, and I just love the time and the energy that got put into these to make them appealing to the eye. This is another one that I would highly recommend getting if you can. This deck is based off of bees and honey. That is why it is a yellow, black, and gold thing. Everything in here has to deal with bees, honey. Every card has a bee somewhere hidden in it. It is gorgeous. So, now, I'm not trying to bash the person that made these. If they probably, it didn't appeal to me as much as the rest of my decks did for me. But this one is called the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I cannot tell you how many times that I have tried to do card readings with this deck, and I couldn't understand what it meant. This deck is really based off around, it has different Celtic stuff. It has Celtic stuff, it has all of that, etc. But what I noticed when I looked, and Native American stuff, but what I looked when I got this, was, what I do when I get my decks is I walk in, and if I feel energy coming from something, I walk over to the Oracle deck section of my local Barnes & Nobles, and then I find the one that's calling out to me, per se. This one called out to me. I don't know why. Maybe something in my life was going on that the cards were really trying to, help me with. But with this deck, there's a lot of Christianity aspects in it. Like, there's saints and all of that on this. The artwork is good, but it's just not my cup of tea because of the Christian aspects of this deck mixed with native. I feel like the native and the Christian aspect should have been kept separate, because there are a lot of people that are descendants of Native Americans that probably would take offense to this. Maybe. I'm not saying I'm not saying, yeah, take offense, don't buy this. If this deck really is really calling to you, or you want to really use this, go ahead and use it. It's just not my cup of tea. That's why on my shelf, I keep this to the back of everything, so I don't use it. So, we got a lot more. So this one is a good one. It's Woodland Wardens. It is based around animals. I have to read more about this. I haven't really used this yet in my practice. Like, some of these I haven't used yet because they called to me, and I just, with my primary job and, doing YouTube or trying to, do my photography, I really don't have the time or the energy to read more about this. That's what the back of them look like. These are based off, this is an animal-based oracle deck. The artwork on here is amazing. I can't really explain why this called to me when I was one day. So, the next one is my Dragon Path one. Another one of my favorite oracle decks. I have to use this more. I love dragons. Like, that is my number one thing. I love dragons. I have dragon statues all over my house, mixed in with goth and Halloween stuff. But that's the background. The back of the cards, like, it's a galaxy, and the artwork on this is so well done that I love it. And this is what the cards look like. Now, for these, they're different dragons that call to you, and it's amazing. So these two, we're gonna show these two at the same time. So these two, I love these two. I really do. These were oracle decks that I really enjoyed. This is a native spirit one. Mind you, the woman that created these is Cherokee Indian. And I also have Cherokee Indian in me, so I think that's why the cards called to me. I mean, the back just says native spirit on it, like the cover. But the artwork or the photography on this is just, it's gorgeous. I really enjoy this deck. I haven't used it in a while, but that's also because there are other decks that I use for certain things. Now this one, the Sacred Forest Oracle, I love. That's the back of it. And these are the front. I enjoy the artwork and the photography on these. And it really connects to, the native spirit of, the Cherokee Indians and all of that. But, it's amazing. So, this, I have two versions of this same exact. They're not the same exact one, but they're in similar. So, this is the Spirit Animal Oracle. So, I love the artwork on this. I really do. I really haven't used this deck in a while. But, this is, a amazing deck. That's the back of it. Very zen. And then these are the artwork for it. I really enjoy this because this is on spirit animals. This is based off of spirit animals. And I really enjoy, you know, working with spirits and all that. And some of them are even spirit animals that come to me. This is another version of an animal spirit or a spirit animal deck that I have. I really don't use this one. Like, how the artwork and all this is on here, it's pretty, but also at the same time, I have tried to use this oracle deck and I can't understand the meanings for anything that these cards are trying to say. But these also are connected to the five elements of witchcraft: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So these ones, I haven't really used these. I got these at a local witch store in my area, and this is about, you know, the human body and all of that. It's a tarot deck. But I really haven't been able to use it because don't understand. The artwork on this is gorgeous. I love it. Now we have this. It's an astrology deck. Let's cover that up. This is another deck that I really haven't been really attuned to working with. I don't know why I bought them. Like I said, I must have needed them in some part when I looked at them. Now this one is my favorite one. This is, you know, Beauty of Horror. This deck is based off of a coloring book, and they made tarot cards. You literally can color these cards. Alright, so enough with the oracles. So I have 4 tarot decks that I really enjoy using. So I got this particular oracle deck because I love the movie that it's connected to. This is the Hocus Pocus tarot deck. I use this all the time. I love it. Would I recommend? Yes. Another one is something that's connected to a movie that I also really enjoy, and that is the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. Use this all the time. Recommend? Yes. This is based off of a game that I enjoy playing. It's called Skyrim. A lot of people will know what it is. And this, I believe the graphics person for the game created this. This is the Skyrim Tarot deck. Artwork on here, gorgeous. You'll see familiar characters from the game on there. They look really good. Now, I bought this deck when my Celtic deities were working with me. And I'm going to keep working with this deck until I feel like I don't need to work on it with it anymore. This is my Druid Craft Tarot deck. Artwork on here, gorgeous. Highly recommend. I'm not going to show you the cards because I cut the borders off of them because when I first got them, like, the size of this box is how big the cards were, and me cutting the borders off made them half the size. You can do that with your decks, your tarot decks, so they fit more comfortable in your hand. Like, they're a lot smaller now, and I just, you know, I spent one night and I cut the rest of the borders off, and now I'm going to start working with these. Another thing is if you're wanting to start tarot, excuse me, I gotta take a sip of my coffee. another thing that I would highly recommend if you are going to do and start going into tarot is getting this book. This is a guidebook on how to read your tarot cards, but as I said, a lot of these decks come with guidebooks already. This book is based off of an older tarot deck. I can't remember the name, but it's goes into detail what each of them are. So you'll see different like illustrations of it. This is cups, pentacles, wands, and swords. On some, like my Hocus Pocus, it's lightning, pumpkins, it really depends on the style and what the artist wanted to do. So those are my Oracle / tarot decks. Highly recommend each and every one of them if you want to try to use it and get used to doing Oracle and Tarot, because you can, enlighten yourself with some of these decks. So, I'm glad that everyone is, sticking with me through this difficult time. I am going through different things in my life right now, so I'm going to try to upload as often as I can, and I'm going to try and I'm going to try to do more and more videos. This is just a video of my Oracle and Tarot decks that I would recommend. But your views on some of these, if you own any of these, could be different than mine. Every witch to each his own. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I really appreciate the comments and the subscribers that are on my channel. I really appreciate it. We're going to try and, get through as much as I can with each of my videos, and I'm going to upload them. So this is just going to be a video about my Oracle and Tarot decks. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I make videos. And I'll see you all next time.